Alrighty. Mastering the art of storytelling, how to create interest through authentically sharing your story. So this is a major component of being a coach, and it's really something that is going to help you stand out from just every other Beachbody coach out there and other people within the network marketing business as well, not just Beachbody coaches, but Herbalife coaches, Arbonne coaches. Can you stop? You're okay. And all those other companies. Your story is what makes you unique and is what is going to help your audience connect to you and is going to buy into what you have to offer them. So we are just going to jump right into it. Sorry, my dog just likes to mess with things. Okay. Have you ever read somebody's post and thought, this is exactly what I needed to hear today? Your story will do that for someone else. I don't know if you guys have ever been scrolling or you saw a live video from like me or from Mandy or from Angie or, heard a team call and you were just like, wow, this is exactly what I needed to hear today. This exactly hit on like my mindset or something I've been through, something I've been thinking about lately. And they just gave you that little bit of like encouragement to tell you like you can get through it. And just hearing that someone kind of has been where you are is enough encouragement to make you want to like take that step forward or see what they did to kind of overcome it. And it's those little things that are going to make people resonate with your page, are going to want to make people come to your page and see what you have to say because they connect with your story and they see themselves in you. So why your story needs to be freaking heard. Your followers see themselves in you. So no one cares about a product. No one wants to come to your page and see that you're saying that your whole caption to your photo is just, contact me if you want to hear about workout plans, or I can offer you this, I can offer you that. Nobody cares about a product. They care about what it can do for them. And they're not going to truly see the value in it until they see it through someone else's story, until they see it through someone else's story, through something that they've also been through. Then they start to buy into it and see how that those same products can affect their lives too. So if they believe in you, if they see themselves in your story, if they have been through the same things that you've been through, and they see that these things are affecting your life in a positive way, that, they're making it easier for you to stay consistent with your workouts. They're making you feel more energized, more comfortable in your skin. You feel more, you feel happier. You feel more passionate about like life and the path you're on. If they are where you were and they can see that path, they start to think, well, maybe this will work for me too. So that if they believe in you, they'll believe in what's working for you. People are emotion driven, so you can't sell products. You have to go after people's emotions and speak to that human connection and the things that are truly going to inspire them and get those feet moving forward and get them to take action. So when you are living proof of the product and you are talking about how all these things have affected your life in positive ways and all the impact that it's made on you, you get fewer objections because people see themselves in your story and they can see it working for you and see it over time. And at the bottom it says, our stories have the power to break down barriers. So truly, I believe that our stories are what connect us as human beings and connect us as coaches to clients, as coaches to other coaches on our team. They're the things that break us down and truly allow us to connect to each other on a deeper level. And when you let down those barriers on your page and share your truth and share challenges that you've had and like how you overcame them, then you break down those barriers and you find people who you truly can connect to on that human level, on that basic level. Rule of 7. So when I first started, I kind of had this feeling of that I was just like telling the same story over and over and over, and it was so repetitive, and I was afraid of like bothering people or annoying them because I felt like I was just repeating myself. But that's what you want to do, especially with like Instagram's algorithm now and all the constant changes. You want to keep continuously sharing your story over and over and over and you want to honestly feel like you just keep repeating yourself, because you never know how much of your audience is really seeing that message. People need to read something 7 times before it starts actually settling in and resonating with them. And that doesn't mean they're necessarily reaching out to you yet. That just means it's starting to settle in as to like what you do and how you could help them, and they start thinking about it. So if you're not repeating your story over and over, you're not going to get that person to the point where they're like, oh, okay, I see what she's doing, and like I'm kind of curious about it, and then get them to the point where they're like, oh, maybe this could work for me too, because I've been in a similar spot. So you want to keep repeating your story in different ways, tweak it a little bit, but keep repeating it. And especially with the algorithm now, about like 10% of your followers will see each post. And it's not guaranteed that that same 10% is going to see your next post. So from post to post, different followers are going to be seeing it. So you want to make sure that you keep repeating it over and over so that all of your followers keep seeing this common theme, and it keeps resonating with them over and over until they're ready to take that next step. So make your list. This is huge. So we're going to kind of go through like how to authentically share your story, how to do it in a way that makes sense. And I think in the beginning, it was really easy for me to feel kind of like overwhelmed. Like there's so many different aspects of my story. Like how do I fit it all together? So you want to kind of break it up into different bits and pieces. Think of your level of happiness before Beachbody, your feeling of purpose, what your health and fitness looked like, your relationships and connections to other people, your financial situation, the dreams and goals you had, and whether or not you were accomplishing them. And these are just a few. Obviously, there could be other things that have impacted your life beyond these, so edit as you will. And bring them through the steps. So when you think of those things, think of what were you dissatisfied with. Like part of my journey when I first started going to the gym was doing a lot of cardio and spending a lot of time running on treadmills and feeling exhausted and not enjoying what I was doing and not really enjoying the results either. So what did I do? We can talk about how now I do programs that are things that I enjoy, and that I'm always able to switch things up so it keeps things more interesting rather than that just like long, monotonous, like treadmill run that's just like so miserable. What changed and when did you notice things begin to shift? So I can talk about how I noticed I started looking forward to my workouts, or that I was more motivated to get them done because I enjoyed them. Results, I can talk about how in the first 3 weeks of the program, I went down a whole pant size when I started using Beachbody workouts. And then action, you can talk about how they can join you. So you can say you have a new challenge group coming up, or whatever it is, you can add that to the end. You can say like, check out my link in my bio, and have a form to send them there to, and have them take some kind of action so then you have people to reach out to. So making those connections, you want to bring them through the path of where you were before Beachbody to what changed, which would be becoming part of Beachbody, using the programs, to where you are now. So these are some tangible examples from my own story. So I just kind of wanted to give you guys examples so you could actually see kind of how you can do this, how you can go about it, and the different aspects of your story. So before Beachbody, my level of happiness and feeling of purpose. I was waking up with anxiety every morning. I felt lost in what I wanted to do in my life. I had always wanted to do something that left a positive impact, but I did not feel like what I was doing was filling me with that feeling of purpose. I joined Beachbody, and it was like a weight was lifted off my shoulders. It brought back a level of excitement to wake up in the morning. My anxiety pretty much went away completely for the most part. I knew I was doing something positive that was leaving a positive impact, and I was doing something that was making me really passionate, like really excited to show up for it every day, and made me feel like what I was doing was really important. And then for fitness and health, so I have had many different parts of my gym and fitness journey, so you can share all of that. Like I said, part of it was me doing hours and hours of cardio. That's part of my journey, and that's going to resonate with people who are doing a ton of cardio and not seeing the results that they want. Another part of my journey was being a gym rat. So I spent hours at the gym after work and on weekends. I was constantly tired from spending so much time at the gym, spending so much time at work, and just being drained. I was lost. I lost motivation. I had little guidance beyond YouTube videos for what to do in the gym. I was kind of just making it up on my own, paying for my gym membership, going there, and just like kind of doing whatever I felt like that day. I was making progress, but it was slow progress. And I did not dislike what I was doing before Beachbody. I enjoyed going to the gym. You know, I spent a lot of time there and it was kind of tiring, but I genuinely enjoyed going to the gym and lifting weights. And then I found Beachbody, and it fit into my schedule with a lot more ease. I had more time to relax after work. It was less of a hassle, and I started realizing how much more freedom I could have in my schedule and how difficult I was really making it for myself. And then I dropped a pant size in 3 weeks, and I realized that I did not have to spend all of that time in the gym to see the results that I wanted, and that I could be doing it a lot more efficiently, and that I could also be saving money doing it through not paying for that gym membership anymore. So it allowed me to work fitness and healthy living into my life with balance. And when I share things like this, when I share about how, I was living a busy life at work and coming home and not having very much motivation to go to the gym and feeling exhausted, I get people who are interested in joining the boot camps because they also feel that way, because they also are busy at work and come home and don't have the energy or the motivation to want to work out because they've had this long work week. So your story is what's going to convince people that maybe this is something that could work for them too. Relationships and connections. So this is more about kind of the coaching aspect of it and having someone join your team. But I was very shy growing up. I had strong friendships, but few of them. I was not an extrovert by any means. Had a hard time opening up. I constantly felt like I was being misunderstood by those around me. And then I joined Beachbody, and I'm connecting with a team that has become my tribe. I'm surrounded by ladies with similar goals and mission. I constantly push myself to grow myself and have a support system of women who get me. So then you have people who are maybe shy, like I am, who have a hard time finding those people that are their people, their tribe, those people that really get them. And then they see that I have this whole group of people that I found through social media that I work with every day, all throughout the week, that are my people and my tribe. And maybe that's something they're looking for. My financial situation. Before Beachbody, I had constant money stress, student loan bills, low income with teaching. And then after Beachbody, I was able to put extra money towards loan bills each month. I had additional income. I paid off my car, which was one less bill. I had more money for groceries, gas, hanging out with friends, less worry, even though just those simple things. There are so many people who struggle with money and have that money stress, and that's something that's really weighing on them. And just sharing that you've been there and that this was your way of just having that additional income and that way out, that's something that can have that pull with them, because they're looking for something to kind of relieve themselves of all that stress and that worry. And then dreams and goals. I always wanted a life doing something that made me feel like I had a purpose and left a positive impact. I wanted to travel and explore, but didn't have the means. I valued experiences over material things. Then once I joined Beachbody, it allowed me to come from my past of eating disorders and help other women find self-love and acceptance through taking care of themselves as I had. It gave me opportunities to travel because of my own hard work. The more lives changed, the more opportunities I received to change my own life. So this appeals to people who are kind of like empathetic, who have those grandiose dreams of like really exploring and traveling the world and wanting those bigger experiences for themselves, but also really enjoy paying it forward and leaving that big impact. So you kind of find your little niche of people who are just like you, who are where you were before Beachbody, or maybe where you are now, and are going through those same challenges that you're going through or have went through, and you're giving them the path of like what you're doing to overcome that challenge currently, or what you've done to overcome it completely and how it's working for you. And that way they can see themselves in that story, and you have the solution, and they're like, oh, maybe that will work for me too. So your story is what makes you stand out. I think this is kind of just my final note here, but I think it's so important to say we all sell the same products. We all work with Beachbody. We all have the same Shakeology. We all have the same set of workout programs and nutrition guides. Yet it works differently for everybody. Yet each coach's story is so different. Each coach's success level is so different because of how they decide to share that story, or if they even decide to share it. If you're struggling to find people to join your challenge group or join your team, chances are it's because you're not sharing your story, or you're not sharing enough of your story where people are really seeing how this has truly impacted your life. Because these products are seriously going to impact different people in such different ways. The way I look at Shakeology and the way it helped me overcome like my issue with like chocolate and carbs and all those huge cravings I had, that's going to be a different reaction that somebody else has with it. You know, like my friend Mary, who's on my uplines team as well, she had huge like gastrointestinal issues. So her experience with Shakeology is that it completely helped to like rework her health and save her gut health. So she has people on her page who struggle with that same health issue, who are going to connect to her story and the fact that that's helped her, and are going to want to sign up. Where the people who resonate with my story are going to resonate with the fact that they have bad cravings. And it's just so different person to person. So the way it affects our lives is different for all of us. And that's why it's so important that you share your story, because the people who come to my page and connect with me and what I have to say and what this has done for my life are completely different from the ones who are going to come to your pages and connect with you and the impact that this has had for you. And that is all I have for today. All right, let's see. I can stop the recording.